The UNLV football team wins a game the way that they're supposed to win a game. 52-24, a dub over UTEP. So let's go ahead and talk about that game and what's ahead for the UNLV Rebels. Hello, welcome to Rebel Nation. I'm Bryan Salmond, folks, and this is Rebel beat writer Mark Anderson, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who knows all about UNLV football and basketball for that matter. Mark, they won a game the way that you're supposed to win a game against a team you're supposed to defeat heavily. What do they take away from this dub?
Well, they took the same kind of attitude or approach they took in the USC game, and that was the key, because what's been done over the years, right, played down to opponents at times. They didn't do that this game. They went out and treated them like they treated USC, and went out there. And then after a couple early struggles on defense, they made the adjustments there, and then it wasn't a game after that. And UTEP can never stop UNLV's offense.
Overall, hey, it's a win. We're excited about that. I guarantee we're going to go back tomorrow. We're going to see a lot of things that they're going to be eye-opening that we need to get better at. The biggest thing is each week continuing to improve, continuing to get better, having the guys continue to buy in so we can continue to progress.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the scoreboard for this game, there are a ton of good stats for UNLV. First, Armani Rogers, he didn't throw for a ton of yards, but he had 3 touchdown passes. He also had 103 yards rushing and a touchdown. What's that, 10 yards to carry the one, 10 yards average? Right. I mean, their numbers look really good, and then that's not even talking about Lexington Thomas. This guy he's a bona fide star over there, isn't he?
And the crazy thing about Lexington, he only carried the ball twice in the second half.
And he had 127 yards.
Right, yeah, so it's like, and that's what you want. And if you looked at all their running backs, the yards per carry was unbelievable. It was like 5.7, 6.2, whatever it was. It was just right down the line. And of course, you mentioned Armani's 10 yards a carry. It was just, it's just 414 yards, the 6th highest total he's ever had rushing. That's what they're going to do. And I think it was interesting because they realized coming in that game, it's like, dare us to stop you, or we're going to dare them to stop us.
Yeah.
And UTEP couldn't do it.
They couldn't.
And they just ran. And everyone saw they do play action pass. Armani hit it deep. And Armani's, 6 of 13, not great, but 3 touchdown passes.
Yes.
And so it was like they were willing to. They were wanting to throw the ball downfield when they had their chances, and they connected. I mean, the first pass Armani threw was 51-yard touchdown pass.
That's okay.
Makai Stevenson was wide open. So it was a play action pass. All they'd run, and so it just sucked in the defense, and they found him down the field. And I think that's kind of what they're going to do. I think they're going to rely heavily on the running game.
Gotcha. As they should.
I don't think they're expecting Armani to be a 75 completion percent pass. He's not that kind of quarterback.
He's not going to be Drew Brees?
No, he's going to throw down the field.
Okay, so in looking at this, we talked about it last week. Sanchez going into a game in which everyone believes that they should win. They know they should win. They know they should have a performance like this. How was he after the game? I mean, did he seem as if we got that monkey off of our back, so to speak, that we played against a team that we're supposed to defeat pretty badly, and we did exactly what we were supposed to do?
No, he was not much different than he is after most games.
Okay.
And I don't know that they necessarily feel like they got that off their back.
Okay.
Because they got Prairie View coming in this Saturday. So it's another team that people are expecting to beat.
Yeah.
It's an FCS school, so you always expect to be an FCS school. And so what happened in Howard last year, another FCS school coming in. That's
good. That's almost a good thing to them now, because they're really drawing on that game, that loss, almost in every game thus far this season.
Well, I think it really got their attention.
Yeah.
And I know I mentioned it last week, but I go back to Jericho Flowers after the USC game. Mm-hmm. He looked like he was upset they lost that game.
That's good.
And so that's what you want.
Yes.
And so I think they're going to be focused again. I think they're going to hear enough, and not even so much from the media, but probably from friends and classmates and all that they reminding what happened with Howard last year. So it's going to be on their mind. So I think they're going to come out and play another strong game.
You talked about the upcoming game that they have. Of course, they have Prairie View coming up. That game is going to be at 7 p.m. at Sam Boyd Stadium. Now, the Prairie View Panthers, they are 1-2 on the season right now. UNLV sitting pretty nicely at 1-1, exactly where they should be sitting at this point in time. In kind of previewing this game with Prairie View, what are some of the things that UNLV and Tony Sanchez are looking at? Okay, this is something that has really drawn our attention. This is a concern that we're going to have to look at going into this game with Prairie View.
I actually think this might be a little bit tougher test than UTEP.
Wow, okay.
Because Prairie View is 1-2, but you look at their games. They played Rice tight, almost beat Rice, which it's Rice, but
they're
it's still
in Houston. They still play good teams.
It's still an FBS school, And then they just lost a close game to Sam Houston State, which was ranked number 4 in the country in FCS. So it's not like they don't have some talent.
Yeah.
And they got a running back who's rushed for over 200 yards 2 games in a row.
Wow.
So they got to be aware of that. So yeah, I'm not saying that it's a game they should lose or anything like that, or shouldn't necessarily be that close. I'm just saying it seems like it's a little bit step up from UTEP.
I gotcha.
That's not, they still probably should win by 20 or so points, but I don't think anyone should necessarily think there's going to be 38-10 at halftime either. So
I was just going to say that. Yeah, 38-10 at the half. I mean, UNLV came out and they put that game away early. Right. And as we were kind of talking about off camera, they did what they wanted to on defense because entering the game, UTEP had a good rushing attack. Right. So they came out and they rushed the ball pretty well in the first couple drives against UNLV, but then they kind of put the locks on that. Coming into this game that they're going to have on Saturday, Lexington Thomas, this guy's a bona fide star. He's averaging 131.5 yards a game, which is not bad at all. And as far as like the home opener, as far as crowd size is concerned, they had nearly 15,000, which isn't great. Yeah. But I hear that it was like 9,000 degrees out at Sam Boyd Stadium.
You would not have known it was September 8th. I mean, it just. Man. I mean, I know September's not exactly a cool month.
No,
but at least
cool
you kind of. Yeah, that's cool. You kind of feel like the temperature's gonna be around 100, maybe high 90s. This time of year.
Yeah.
Not cool like I said, but. You can tell fans this is a fun team to watch, and it is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, Lexington Thomas alone is worth watching.
Man, he's special. He's very special.
You can tell them that this is probably a bowl team, and right now it looks like it is.
Yeah.
But years and years of losing, it's hard to overcome that. And 5 years ago, when UNLV last made a bowl, that was a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
With Caleb Herring at quarterback and Tim Cornette at running back, the all-time leading rusher. If they win this week and win, pretty easily, whatever. It takes a little bit of the pressure off the Arkansas State game. It's not so much of a must-win because I think a lot of people would kind of figure they'd be 2-2 after the non-conference anyway.
Really?
So, but if they go and beat Arkansas State and suddenly they're 3-1, that to me changes the outlook in their season.
Gotcha.
Like not only can they make a bowl, they should make a bowl.
Gotcha.
And so and not only can they maybe squeak in, maybe they can get in to
a good bowl.
Yeah, it's a Mountain West Bowl, so it's all kind of relative, except for the Las Vegas Bowl. That's the one Mountain West Bowl that's kind of an upper level.
Yes.
But they're to do that they have to probably win the Mountain West. So I'm not sure they're there yet.
Tell me to slow down.
Slow down. That's they're not quite there yet. But instead of just sneaking in, maybe they get to 7 or 8 wins. So as opposed to just 6. So.
Gotcha. All right. So Mark Anderson is telling Bryan Salmond to do not put the cart before the horse.
No, they're not there. Now if this season though they get to 7 or 8 wins and maybe finish second in the division or even third, then next season I think you can start talking about them being a conference contender.
Gotcha. There you go. Some positive signs, a positive outlook from Mark Anderson, the beat writer for Rebel Football here at the Las Vegas Review-Journal. So, folks, thank you very much for joining us for Rebel Nation. I'm Bryan Salmond. This is Mark Anderson. We'll see you next time.